Okay, for several months now, you stated you were going to do your oath of office. Have you done that yet, or?
No, as a matter of fact, Lou, I have intended to today. It's just a matter of making the time with Cindy.
Okay, all right. So you still intend to do it?
Absolutely.
Great,
yeah.
great.
I mean, it's not required by law.
No, I know you've done a lot of research into it and stuff. That should have been done just a few weeks after you took the position, though, right? I believe that's the way it goes. But anyway, okay, so that's going down. Let's see. Questions regarding the agenda. The board secretary referred to an attached summary of Director Ross's comments, apparently regarding how he obtained water service outside MID POU. Where was that attachment located?
That'll be on the website. I usually don't put all the attachments in the packets anymore because it winds up adding to the packets, but we will post it with my minutes on the website.
Okay, well, see, when it says attached, do you think it's going to be attached to whatever you're reading? That's what kind of threw me off.
I understand.
All right, let's see. Speaking of which, another unnumbered agenda packet. Seems like Lake Don Pedro we're becoming the home of the unnumbered monthly agenda, which assures everyone's not on the same page. I think this has started with Mr. Campa's assuming responsibilities here, and I understand you've got a very heavy schedule between the different districts you've got to go to. And I guess when your manager's report isn't here and the treasurer's report, everything backs up waiting for those until the day of the meeting, which really kind of makes the board secretary look bad, which is unfair, because it's her responsibility to get that printed out and get it out to everybody that has requested it. The website seems to perpetuate a facade of compliance. I mean, you state that you comply with the Brown Act, and it even says, quote, the following board policies demonstrate how the Lake Don Pedro CSD must follow the Brown Act when holding and conducting their meetings. But this is incorrect on a number of reasons. One that I've pointed out a number of times is when customers take the time to appear at these meetings and make a public comment about something, it is always overlooked. It's never mentioned what the comment was, which a lot of people feel the same way, but they never know what's said because all it says is public member spoke during public comment with no indication what it is. But just a few months back, you folks were saying what a great job you did in upgrading the policies. I'm glad to see that they're on the internet now because we can get on there and look. And policy 5060.1.3 states the following information, parentheses, if relevant. You know, that is really obnoxious. You know that?
I'm just following protocol, Lou.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. The Brown Act doesn't call for that.
Yeah, it doesn't call for it at all.
Our policy.
So anyway, if relevant, shall be included in each meeting's minutes. And the 9th item of that relevancy is the summarized record of the public comment regarding matters not on the agenda, including the names of the commentators. Now for months, all it says is public comment, and it doesn't indicate what the comment is or who said it. And apparently you're in violation of your own policies, which you say, oh look, we follow the Brown Act, we're transparent. And I don't understand how you can do that. I mean, it's really deplorable. The qualifier, if relevant, obviously must refer to the GM, because you're the one that sets the agenda. So at the last meeting, when I did the public comment requesting that the MID POU issue be put on the website so everybody could see it, evidently you think it is relevant because it's on the agenda this time, which is good. I'm glad to see it. But still, the website needs to be updated with that. That is the most important operational policy this district should follow. And it's been ignored and concealed for coming up on 4 decades now. And if we don't get some action here, I guess we'll just have to go outside and go to the state, because this is ridiculous. You're concealing that, and you're pushing the groundwater substitution program on the 99% of legal consumers of Merced River water. Oh, I also notice how you refer to it as the Lake McClure boundaries. It's not Lake McClure, it's MID, Merced Irrigation District. Thank you.
Any other comments? Okay. Thank you. We'll move on to the presentation. I'm going to give just a brief rebuttal because contrary to what Mr. Richardson says, I do listen to your comments, and that is, there was a question on the chemicals purchase that is going to be in Pete's comments, because I do take what people say publicly as important, and I do bring those items back up, so it's not as if your voices are not being heard. It might not be written in our minutes, but I do take what you say important. The outside place of use has been a bone of contention in this district. You said for 4 decades, maybe longer, I don't know. But it is something I feel is very important, and we have worked and tried to clarify and brought that up as well. That's why it is on the agenda again today. So matters might not move as fast as one might like, but what your comments are important. I think we need to focus on positive, trying to move the district forward instead of beating people up, though. That's one thing. And when the comments come in as being like we're being attacked, people do get resistance, but if you try to encourage and coach and mentor and all those things, I think it's more receptive. But I do take them regardless of how they're presented in a positive manner, trying to say, what is the public saying? But you have to realize too, you know, month in and month out, you're the only ones we hear from, and we do take it. So
How do you ignore your own policy?
I'm not saying that, Lou.
But you are ignoring your own policy.
You know, I don't know if you want to get down to the letter there, but I would, if I was sitting in your shoes, you brought up an issue about outside place of use and the boundaries.
Several months ago.
Lou, don't beat this board up.
I'm not beating the board up.
It's been-
You people have said you were going to get the operational map from the SWRCB. Where is it?
And I've asked the same question.
And where is it? I got one.
Well, I know, but is it right? That's
It's the one they say is the official map for this district.
But it's been questioned. So just, I hope people know we're trying.
How can you be trying if you haven't even requested the map from the State Water Board? How can you possibly consider that
Let's
trying?
move on.
Thank you, thank you. Okay.
You're ignoring it.
Okay, Pete, your report?
Yeah, got a lot of information to report in a variety of means. You've got to take the items on the agenda, the non-action items, which are listed on the agenda. I have to apologize for any numbering errors. I will take full responsibility for anything like that. That is not Cindy's numbering errors. She receives that from me. Sometimes when you try to be too organized, you get too organized. So that's the dilemma there. But
Does the public have copies of this?
the agenda of what I'm saying,
Yeah.
there are
There are copies of
on the website, and what I'm going to summarize.
I got it.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
I got an extra one.
We have some over here.
Okay, so I'll summarize my written report that really just came out yesterday, but it doesn't contain a heck of a lot of information other than some clarity on a couple of issues. And I'll tell you, I struggled all morning this morning in trying to determine how to evaluate some of the data that we're getting related to the loss report. If I plug the numbers in, it appears that our consumption that we have billed is higher than the amount of water that we brought in, or that we sent out of the treatment plant. And we verified the numbers well enough to know that we've got an anomaly to chase down. Then when I went back to the high consumption periods of last year, when our loss rates, our effluent loss rates out of the plant and into the distribution system were so low, it seems to be running hand in hand with that. But actually, potentially on the other side. So one of the good things about this, the DWR grant that we spent 2.5 hours going over this morning, is that one of the first things that money is going to do. Hang on, just trying to think. One of the first things that money is going to do is going to make sure that the information that we have related to our customer consumption, our zone meters that we have in place, because we have master meters on each of the pressure zones that come out of the tanks.
The last 2 months, We're also working with the state on many changes about the reporting and compliance with arsenic requirements for the water from the new wells, which does contain amounts of naturally occurring arsenic over the maximum level. Since it's blended with surface water, it always meets the standard. When we aren't drawing lake water, where does the surface water come from? How do we blend it?
When we aren't drawing what?
Water from the lake.
When we're not drawing water from the lake, how can we blend our well water with surface water to meet the state standards on arsenic?
The different wells have different levels of arsenic, if you can believe that. So that's gonna be, and also then, I don't know if they,
Saturday. Can we discuss that? We have a way to discuss that today or not?
we were looking to have you bring it up during the director's report, and then we could give direction to engage and just, so bring it up.
Tell me when to do that.
Directors are calling it something here.
Out here. There's also going on up in TUD because they had people working for Aqua Labs that were board directors and all kinds of things on the old TUD. You've been quoting some of that stuff. Anyway, I got a couple of questions here. First one, I would strongly suggest that if Pete or anyone else was going to get any money from any of these grants, that this gets all documented. It isn't it, I'll get paid from them direct or something. That's bull. We don't even know where in the hell we are right now. USDA is one example. I just heard you say, if USDA's money comes in, and we're trying to gimmick USDA with an extra $250,000 worth of cost to get an extra $300,000. So and nobody, remember, those are the things you guys won't talk to me about. Somebody's hiding all this stuff. Anyway, the point is, document it, run it through the books here, and don't let anybody play games with it. Waste. Your waste is running at about 38%. I don't know where it's running, but the difference between what you buy, what you produce, and what you sell, you gotta call that waste to me. I'm paying the goddamn bills. That's waste to me, and you can count it. So no, there's no reason for this bull crap. I guess that's all before I get. We've heard all this stuff so many times before.
Thank you, Liz. Okay.
Yeah. You talked about how difficult it is to find lost water. On the outside in my MID POU report, you notice the 2 asterisks by those accounts. That's where, on a routine basis, we had a difference in reading in what was put in as a check meter on Granite Springs to check the private water line, which runs through the ranch property to Highway 132. It was explained that a compound meter at that time was necessary to get an accurate reading, because it was off by quite a bit every month. And I was wondering, has that been done? No comment, that's right, you don't answer questions, I forget. Well, it seems to me if you're really serious about looking for lost water, you would start where there's evidence of it missing. Thank you.
Anybody else? We'll move on. Randy?
Okay, once again, my report's fairly straightforward. I don't think I need to read it to you guys or anything. In case no one was aware, on August 26th, there was a major water main break at Vanderbilt and Ranchito, and it had, we lost a lot of water. And within about a 2-hour period before we can get anything shut down, it drained 3 tanks. And with that main being where it is, it was also a transmission main to one of our main tanks. So the treatment plant running, trying to keep our main tank full, was constantly producing water coming out of this hole that was not visible until about 7:30 in the morning when the sun came up. We were actually en route to go fix another leak on Ranchito when we drove by and saw the river running and all the alarms started going off and whatnot. And luckily, we had our staff and the contractor staff out at that time. So we literally pulled up within minutes of people saying they didn't have any water. And it took us about 12 hours to get it repaired and service restored to everybody, but we lost a considerable amount of water in that day. I'm estimating about 2 million gallons.
Some part of Ranchito and Vanderbilt intersection, did this happen? There's two places where it intersects.
It was, I guess, the closest one to us,
Okay, away from the golf course.
correct.
Okay.
Correct.
East Bend of O'Hare is what you want
Right.
to call it.
Right.
That's easy way to put it.
Yeah, east.
Yeah. And what was broke?
It was a 10-inch,
Oh, 10 inch.
10-inch AC main. And then once again, back to poor installation, there was, once we exposed, well, it wasn't hard to expose it because it took away, washed away the road and everything else. Once we got the water shut down, material removed, and a section of the pipe cut out, we found a 3 foot or so wide by 6 foot long boulder sitting underneath the water main. And, you know, given time, with no material to bed it or anything else, it's gonna give. And that's, that seems pretty normal around here. We have a problem with our service line failing, and we were already addressing that, we're moving forward with that. But when we see water main breaks like this, it's the same thing every time. There is a boulder the size of a Volkswagen sitting on top or below the water main, and right back to the initial poor installation back in the early 60s.